WSAZ News Channel 3. First look at 4.
Today on First Look at 4, fighting the flu. As the season ramps up, we're talking about taking care of yourself with a little preventative care, getting that flu shot.
And then a little later on in the hour, we are exercising our way through the holidays. We will tell you how to make those calories count a little less by staying active.
And it was a chilly day all around the region. Some of us had some sunshine, others didn't. Here's a live look outside in Point Pleasant. Gorgeous out there now. Another day similar tomorrow. I'll talk details on the forecast in minutes.
Good afternoon, I'm Erica Bivens.
And I'm Tim here. Thanks for joining us on First Look at 4. First this afternoon, we begin with a health alert on the flu. Yeah, the season is here, and it came in with a vengeance.
Sure did. We mentioned yesterday we're already hearing that several states are dealing with widespread flu activity.
Ooh.
And a lot of folks also getting sick with that H3N2 strain. Now, that isn't in a vaccine, but they say you should still get vaccinated. News Channel 3's Bradford Eric joins us now with the details.
Hey, Bradford.
Erica, Tim, preliminary data from Australia shows the flu vaccine there is only 10% effective, and the vaccine here in the U.S. is similar to that one. That 10% number might sound small, but don't be fooled by that number. You still need your flu shot. Reports are that the CDC is seeing double the flu cases right now compared to this time last year. Doctors say a flu shot might not prevent you from getting sick, but should you get the flu, your symptoms likely won't be as severe.
The flu can be deadly. The flu is very serious. It is not a passing illness. It can be debilitating. Most people get over the flu, but you don't get over the flu in a day or two.
Now, as for those people who say they've gotten their flu shot and they've gotten sick from that shot, health officials tell me that can't happen. The flu virus in the vaccine is dead, and you cannot get the flu from the flu shot. And Erica, Tim, predictions are that this could be a pretty nasty flu season.
All right, yeah. Thanks, Bradford. We know we heard that yesterday from Dr. Thomas Rush, our infectious disease
Yeah, he said, and
specialist.
if anything, don't just say, well, it's not good. Obviously, it's not working.
Right.
Because if you do get the flu shot, it could actually lessen your symptoms a little bit.
The severity.
And the severity, and that's what you're probably aiming for. If you end up with the flu, you don't want it to be as bad. The Kanawha Charleston and Putnam Health Departments each have flu shots available for walk-in appointments, as do many others all around our region. So really just give your local health department a call.
So who should get the flu vaccine, right? Kids as young as 6 months old, pregnant women, the elderly, and also those with chronic health conditions like asthma.
One of the most common symptoms of the flu, fever and chills, also a sore throat, stuffy nose, muscle or body aches, and of course extreme fatigue.
Nothing fun there. So how can you prepare to fight the flu? Well, take time, of course, to get a flu vaccine. Doctors say that's really step one. And it doesn't hurt to take everyday actions too to stop the spread of germs, like washing your hands regularly.
And if you do get the flu, go to the doctor. You may be prescribed some antiviral meds to help lessen the blow even more. But as we said, get that flu shot because that'll help lessen the blow.
Yeah, I'm always washing my hands too.
Smart.
Soap and water.
Very smart.
Plain and simple.
Yep.
All right, we're going to talk about the weather now on this midway point in the week.
We've been seeing some clouds overhead at times, although the sun is peeking through right now in Huntington. Turned out to actually be a gorgeous afternoon. It's cold outside,
yes.
Chilly. Yeah, I can say it's cold if it's 40 or below, and you're going to feel that in the shade, especially. Temperature's going to be.
It's where we're
dropping
supposed to be though this time of year, Chelsea.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
and
it's
there is a light wind across the area, so it's making temperatures actually feel about 5, if not 8 degrees colder in parts of the area. So it is a little crisp out there. You'll want to bundle up if you're headed out this evening, especially after sunset. And overall, we're going to continue to see our temperatures trend downward for afternoon highs over the next several days leading into the weekend. Tonight, we're looking to fall back into the mid and upper 20s by morning. Any clouds that are out there still in parts of the region should clear. We have a pretty thick cloud deck that you can see in parts of the region. So as that moves away, that will really allow temperatures to fall. Throughout the day tomorrow, we're going to head back only to about 40 degrees, so just around where we were today, although we will see more clouds build in, and the mountains could get in on a flurry tomorrow. The rest of us just dealing with a cold, cloudy sky. As I just mentioned, we do have a light wind in parts of the area. You can see 8-mile-an-hour winds in Grayson, Huntington, 9 in Charleston. A little farther north you go, it's about 10, if not 15 miles an hour in parts of the region, so that is making it feel a little crisp. Otherwise, HD dual Doppler shows this cloud deck pretty much stretches through the south. There's that defined line. Areas in southern Ohio got in on a lot more sunshine than Charleston did today. That cold air is still trying to build in. We will have to watch this little disturbance off to our north and west. That's going to bring our mountain flurries tomorrow. Best chance for all of us to see snow, though, won't be until the weekend, and even then it's not a huge chance for it. Just watching that cloud deck moving south this evening. Mountain flurries, and then, you know, just colder weather by the weekend.
Setting in.
It is. All right.
Definitely winter weather, that's for sure. All right, thanks, Chelsea. Now to a developing story that we're following out of Calhoun County, West Virginia, where state troopers are investigating a shooting after a man was dropped off at a hospital with gunshot wounds.
It happened at Mini Hamilton Health System, that's in Grantsville. Troopers say Travis Boggs had a gunshot wound to the abdomen and another graze wound to the back of the head. He arrived at the hospital in an old model Ford Explorer, and his SUV was later found burned in southern Calhoun County. Boggs is now recovering at CAMC General. Investigators say if you have any information about what happened, you're asked to give the State Police Detachment in Clay County a call.
Fugitive lawyer Eric C. Kahn is pleading not guilty to charges related to his escape. Kahn was arraigned in federal court in Lexington this afternoon after he was captured at a Pizza Hut in Honduras over the weekend. He had already been sentenced for his role in the massive Social Security scheme, where he's accused of cheating the U.S. government out of $550 million. Kahn was indicted on escape charges. That was back in October, so he will head to trial now on those charges coming up in February. News Channel 3's Catherine Robinson sat down with the whistleblowers who first sounded that alarm about Kahn's scheme.
Coming up at 5:30 and 6, they'll explain why they were more surprised, they say, to hear that he was captured than when he escaped.
Well, we now know who's Time's Person of the Year.
Yeah, or maybe we should say the People of the Year. Time magazine announced just this morning the silence breakers were chosen for the top spot. Those are individuals who set off a national reckoning over the prevalence of sexual harassment. Now, both women and men who broke their silence to share their stories were there and to give traction to the hashtag #MeToo campaign.
And this issue of Time hits the newsstands on Friday, and I think the MeToo campaign, it's almost, if you talk to women in your life, it's almost impossible to find someone who says that it hasn't happened to them. Right. It's the epidemic that we are now talking about.
Yeah, and MeToo was trending again on Twitter today, as we saw. And of course, President Trump was the runner-up for this year, but he already won in 2016.
Right,
so.
Yeah. Still ahead, we have a look at an out-of-control situation on the West Coast.
That's as fires continue to burn, putting a lot of people right there in harm's way, destroying buildings, businesses, and a lot of homes in their path.
And today, some of us had clouds longer, which has kept temperatures cooler. You can see right where that deck of clouds is. It'll move away tonight, allowing temperatures to plummet. We'll talk details on the forecast coming up.
Call Susie.
No can do, Dave. You have not dealt with your car wreck yet.
Come on.
Calling Farmer Klein and Campbell to get more money for car wreck and pain and suffering.
Farmer Klein and Campbell.
Impressive.
That's why they call it a smartphone.
Call 346-5990.
She never let anything slow her down, even now. And Coventry is moving Medicare forward right along with her with Medicare Advantage plans that fit the way she wants to live. Coventry is building exclusive programs that connect our members to health and wellness resources right in their communities. Plus, we offer $0 monthly plan premiums. Health and prescription drug coverage in one simple plan. And a limit on out-of-pocket medical costs you pay each year. Call Coventry today and we'll send you a $10 reward card with no obligation to enroll. Coventry Medicare Advantage plans are built to help you enjoy life your way. Because getting older clearly isn't what it used to be.
Out the door, I hit the ground running. I hit the ground running.
First at 5, Dan Klein and Amanda Barron take you beyond the headlines, breaking news and severe weather coverage, and the in-depth coverage you count on. Make it your first choice. WSAZ First at 5.
If you've been in an accident, don't assume the insurance company will take care of you. Don't assume the medical bills will be paid. Don't assume anything. There's too much at stake. Accidents happen in an instant, but the injuries may last a lifetime. So
at least 4 wildfires are now burning just outside of Los Angeles today, destroying property and homes in their path.
And this is a look at the one wildfire near the busy 405 freeway and very hard hit Ventura County. Some people are able to go home, and then unfortunately they're only finding rubble and ash. Many homes are smoldering, while others are still under a serious threat of approaching flames.
As Miguel Amaguer shows us, we may be nearing the start of winter, but these fires are just moving at the speed of a midsummer blaze because of all those winds.
Overnight, for a second night, Southern California burned. At least 4 fires ripping across ridges, pouring down hillsides, erupting like volcanoes. This is the view for firefighters on the attack, who also lost ground. Across the region, hundreds of thousands forced to evacuate.
As fast as the wind is blowing, 50, 80 miles an hour, that fire is blown as fast as that wind can carry it. So people don't have time to get any belongings out of their homes.
The Thomas Fire, the biggest of the 4. Flames rising hundreds of feet into the air. Plumes of smoke darkening the skies, creating an eerie orange glow.
It's bad. It's bad. Everything's burning.
For the Kermode family, a nightmare playing out on live TV.
It was surreal. They were actually, I was watching on TV and I was watching them and they were filming my bedroom on fire, and then the whole thing just collapsed.
With hundreds of structures feared destroyed and thousands more under threat, even a hospital went up in flames. The mayor in Los Angeles has declared a state of emergency. In nearby Sylmar, the Creek Fire only took moments to take a lifetime of memories. The blaze melting stone and steel, big homes, little homes, simply gone. Many forced to flee with nothing but the clothes on their backs.
And now it's just gone. And to watch it burn.
Animals are in jeopardy as well. Hundreds rescued, but many left behind. Just before Christmas, the damage here is done. And now this fire is back on the move, and crews are back on their heels.
It's just so sad. And sort of to put that into perspective, we heard a figure out there that it was 1 football field per second that was
That's
burning.
how fast it was
That's
spreading.
Staggering.
Yeah, just imagine it. You're looking at a football field, and in 1 second,
It's
one
just
second
gone.
that's
All
gone, covered
gone.
by fire.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just, yeah, it's hard to imagine. But if there is any good news for firefighters out there, those winds are letting up for just a short time today before reaching some peak gusts, though, tomorrow morning again.
And because the fire moves so quickly from home to home, there's still not really an accurate count on the number of homes that have been lost so far. So it's going to go up.
Very tough, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, as we go to break, let's take a live look outside now from our Logan weather cam.
And some overcast skies along the boulevard there as we head into a chilly evening.
Yeah, and as the clouds continue to clear out this evening, it's really going to allow our temperatures to fall. We'll talk details on how cold we're expecting after the break.
WSAZ makes sure you get the news you choose wherever you are. Just download the WSAZ News app and turn on the customized news alerts. It's the easiest and fastest way to know when something's happening, whether it's right here at home or anywhere around the world. We'll send a notification straight to your phone. And with the WSAZ News app, you can actually customize the alerts you get. Breaking news, severe weather, sports headlines, daily forecast. It's all right there for you in the WSAZ News app. So no matter where you are, WSAZ is there with you.
When you have heart rhythm problems, trust the Tri-State's most comprehensive team of electrophysiologists. Dr. Amir Chima, Dr. Isam Berrioun, Dr. Shirisha Reddy, Dr. George Joseph, and Dr. Robert Brewer. St. Mary's Regional Heart Institute is a leader in helping patients overcome life-threatening heart rhythm problems. Our physicians have the hands of experience in advanced electrophysiology. Ask your doctor for a referral today.
Meet Larry. Larry has a wife, 2 kids, 5 grandkids, and a Border Collie. Well, Border Collies. The one thing Larry doesn't have? Stress about how he'll manage healthcare costs, because he switched to a Medicare supplement insurance policy through Omaha Insurance Company, a Mutual of Omaha company. Just call the toll-free number on your screen. Our informed agents understand the complexities of Medicare supplement insurance. We'll listen to your questions and help you switch to a plan that fits your needs and your budget. A plan you'll never get dropped from, even if you're sick or injured, as long as your premiums are paid. You'll keep all of your preferred doctors and hospitals that accept Medicare patients. So don't wait. If you have a Medicare Advantage policy, the time to act is now. National open enrollment ends December 7th. Give us a call today or go online to make the switch to a Medicare supplement insurance policy that's best for you. Omaha Insurance Company. We begin by listening.
HD Dual Doppler Radar, brought to you by the Hands of Experience at St. Mary's Medical Center.
Well, we talked about those wildfires burning in California. Check out this view of smoke and sun there, too.
Yeah, this is a view of the smoke overhead from the so-called Scribble fire in Los Angeles County. Somehow it seems beautiful, even though we know what people are choking on is anything but. Similar sites are popping up all across that area with a constant reminder that the threat is nearby. Here's a look at just a wall of smoke from the Rye Canyon Loop fire and Santa Clarita in California as well, and it's very tough. They had those horrible fires that we saw last year in Northern California, and now they had so much snow then over the winter, it looks like they'll be spared. Because they have so much moisture in the ground and everything, but Southern California, obviously.
Yeah, and good thing that people are heeding the warnings when they say evacuate.
Fatalities would just be out of hand right now.
Yep. And the thing is, when it's warm, dry, and hot out west, that impacts our weather, making it cold, crisp, and we do have a chance for a couple of rounds of snow, just some flurries.
A bit of snow.
But that is in our forecast, so we get the opposite effect when it's warm and comfy out to our west. But for tonight, still battling that cloud deck across the area. Chilly temperatures still just near 40 degrees. They should hold there through about sunset and even just a few hours after. And once the clouds do start to clear, clearer areas will have our temperatures fall faster. But if you have the clouds, as you clear, temperatures will then fall under our clear skies. By midnight, we're already around freezing. First thing in the morning, frosty with some sunshine. We'll start in the mid and upper 20s. So that's even below average for this time of year, and we're going to top out again tomorrow around 40 degrees. We're going to have another little passing disturbance, so a cloudier afternoon tomorrow. Otherwise, temperatures right now, it's actually just into the upper 30s, low 40s, so that is a little bit cooler than what we were anticipating because of that cloud deck sticking around. 40 in Charleston, 41 Huntington, Grayson at 42. We have this southwest wind keeping the coal fields and the mountains a little bit cooler. We're in the 30s in Logan, Painesville, Prestonsburg, and areas that broke to the sunshine in the mid and upper 40s across the area. But you factor in that 10-mile-an-hour wind, it's not quite feeling like that. It's feeling like we're in the mid-30s across the region. So it is a little bit cooler out there. But notice that we have this deck of clouds. You can see exactly where that line is, and it's going to continue to push off to the south as we go through the rest of this evening. We're battling it, and so that's what's kept temperatures on the slightly cooler side. But I also have a picture to show you. You can see how defined that was. This was in Huntington, right along Route 60, heading towards the west. So overall, gorgeous views if you saw the deck, not so gorgeous if you were under the clouds. But overall, as that cold air builds in, it's going to push the rest of the clouds off to the south. And what we're going to have to watch for is a couple of these disturbances to kind of roll in with the jet stream. Again, as I mentioned, when it's hot and dry out west, we get this deep trough that builds, and so that's why we get that cold air, and it's pretty much setting up with us for several days, even through the weekend. But as we go through Futurecast, it wants to show by 5 o'clock the rest of these clouds push out of here, so it will be a cold end to the day today. Clear, crisp, and very chilly first thing in the morning. But notice that we do have a couple of thicker clouds that will roll in. We could see a spitting flake, not looking at much to coat anything by Thursday, but especially as we go in Thursday afternoon into the mountains, that's the best chance, our best area to see some of those flurries. The rest of us, again, maybe just a spitting flake tomorrow. Just really looking at the clouds to roll roll through. Clearing skies again Thursday into Friday, but overall, the clearer and longer we have the crisp skies, the colder our temperatures are going to be, just as that cold air continues to sink on top of us. But tonight, temperatures fall into the upper 20s again. Clear, cold, crisp, the triple C's, and so we are looking at frosty conditions by morning. Tomorrow, brisk with the wind, temperatures top out near 40, and another day of mixing sun and clouds. Here's the extended forecast for you. Best chance for snow tomorrow is really in the higher elevations, but don't be alarmed if you see a little spitting flake out there. And then by Saturday into Sunday, that's the one to watch, because we could have a light coating on elevated surfaces. In regards to it impacting roadways, shouldn't be an issue. Otherwise, it will just be the first snow that we see this year, especially this weekend. Otherwise, check out the temperatures.
Wow.
We try and warm up Monday back to normal. Doesn't last long. Another system with potential for some snow arrives on Tuesday again.
Weekend lows, oh my gosh, 19 degrees. That's cold.
That's kind of like take your breath away when you walk outside if you're not bundled up.
Yeah, that's
Get ready for it then.
Yeah.
All right, Chelsea,
Thanks, Chelsea. When we come back, our home and garden expert is in.
He has some helpful hints as we head into the winter season on that newer lawnmower that you might just have sitting in your garage.
If you got a new mower, you've got one of these. It's the most important thing for cleaning out a mower. I'm going to tell you what it is when I come back.
What will it be that gets her dreaming? That perfect little surprise. When only seeing is believing. What will new bring out in you? New styles, fresh deals, and endless giftspiration. All season at Goodies and Peebles.
I went to Huntington Junior College for my career training. Hands-on training from instructors who really cared about my success. Huntington Junior College was the best decision I've ever made.
That was then. This is now. Huntington Junior College. It's 2 years you'll never forget. It's challenging, and it opens the door to every possibility. I'm doing what I dreamed of, and I owe it all to Huntington Junior College. It was the best decision I've ever made.
My name is Jeremy Burnside. I'm the principal attorney at Burnside Law.
If you're like me, you probably got 2 or 3 gas cans around your house, one with oil and gas in it, and probably a couple that have just gas. Be very careful with that. You want to make sure that the containers, if you're going to save that gas, that gas needs to be treated with a stabilizer in it. That's extremely important, and it's best to fill that tank all the way up, because you don't want an airspace in there, because if you have an airspace, and especially if it's stored outside where it should be, you know, you might get some condensation and then water getting in the gas itself. And also remember, you know, the gas cans come in different colors. There's a color for diesel, and there's a color like red for fuel. Just make sure you're using the right fuel in your equipment. Here's the question I got for you today. Do you know what this is? If you've got a new lawnmower, more than likely you've got this piece on your lawnmower equipment. That's where your hose, your water hose goes. And it's a great idea to clean out the housing. Connect that hose to that unit right there, turn the water on, and then turn the mower on itself, and let that agitation, those blades, force that water along the outside and the top edges of that housing underneath there, and it's going to clean out that housing, you know, slicker than a whistle. If you're like me, you probably still have gas in that weed eater, leaf blower, your lawnmower, your riding lawnmower, and it's important to think, well, what should you do with that equipment going into the winter? There's a couple thoughts that a lot of the service agencies at your hardware stores will tell you to do, which is very, very important. Number one is that if you're going to have fuel left in that equipment, you need to put some type of stabilizer in it. Now, once you put that stabilizer in it, the best thing to do is run about 5 or 10 minutes that piece of equipment and get that oil with the stabilizer through the carburetor itself. It's going to clean it out, and it's going to be easier to start, especially in the springtime. And one last comment. You know, don't wait until springtime that you're ready to mow your yard and find out that your mower doesn't work. So right now is a good time to take it to your service dealer like Kenny Queens here here in Lavallette and have them go through and check everything out so that when you put that mower away, you know when you need to cut the grass at the first time, it's going to work. Until next time, keep your green thumb growing.
It's a good topic.
There's nothing worse than you get out there for the first time in the spring, like, oh, my grass is great, and you go to, and it won't start.
Bad.
Aggravation. Been there, done that. Don't let it happen to you.
Yeah,
Take John's advice.
A lot of people think that gasoline lasts forever, but that's not the case. That stabilizer will help it last a little while longer, but definitely not forever, so be careful.
True. Very true.
Well, still ahead on First Look at 4, yet another close call at a busy airport.
One plane taking off, another landing. That is not where you want to run into any trouble. We'll show you what happened.
We get to know our clients on a human level because we're normal people.
When we're working a case for you, we do our best to ease your mind. That's what allows us to get the results that we have for our clients.
The most magical time of the season to me is Toyotathon, with great deals on Corolla, RAV4, even the all-new Camry. For you and your family.
Hi!
So, how can I help?
Now's the perfect time to get your all-new Camry with a low $209 a month lease. Or buy one with 0% APR plus $1,000 toward your down payment.
Here's your keys.
So how does...
Magic.
Toyota, let's go places.
I'm Don Blankenship, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Update. Obama's deadliest cover-up has been uncovered by MSHA's own documents. Documents which say the MSHA Upper Big Branch internal report was fixed. Documents were shredded. Charts were altered. And the MSHA investigators were intimidated. Government corruption is pandemic.
I've worked with Joe and Kevin and the whole gang there. I mean, I'm not going to be critical of MSHA.
Paid for by Don Blankenship for U.S. Senate.
Life moves fast, and breaking news can happen at any time.
A breaking news alert tonight.
So when and where you get breaking news that you can trust is always important.
More on the breaking news we brought you at the top of the newscast.
At WSAZ News Channel 3, breaking news coverage is immediate and accurate, whether on air, online, or on your phone. Breaking news coverage that's always there. WSAZ News Channel 3.
We get to know our clients on a human level because we're normal people.
When we're working a case for you, we do our best to ease your mind. That's what allows us to get the results that we have for our clients.
First Look at 4 weather brought to you by Warner Law Offices.
WSAZ News Channel 3 with Erica Bivens, Tim Ear, and meteorologist Chelsea Ambrose. This is News Channel 3 First Look at 4.
Now to a close call at JFK yesterday afternoon involving an inbound plane that nearly landed on the wrong runway.
Yeah, as if that wasn't enough. The problem, a plane was getting ready to take off, too. Wow. Tom Costello joins us with a look at what happened.
It happened just as a Republic Airlines plane, a regional jet flying as Delta 4231, was cleared to take off from JFK for Washington. When the pilot looked up, he saw an Airbus A320 aiming to land on the same runway. Controllers quickly called on that regional jet, also known as Brickyard, to stop.
Brickyard 4231, cancel takeoff plans. Brickyard, cancel takeoff plans.
As another controller radioed the inbound plane, Volaris Flight 880 from Mexico.
Volaris 880, you're lining up for 13 right. Change 3 left. Make a left turn. You're lining up for the wrong runway.
Controllers then ordered Volaris to wave off and go around.
Volaris 880, go around, turn left, heading 100.
Left heading 100, Volaris 880.
As a precaution, the Delta regional jet had pulled off the runway, hoping to avoid a potential collision.
Brickyard 4231, sorry about that. That guy lined up for the wrong runway there. Are you able to taxi back for departure, or do you have to do any checks or anything?
Volaris released a statement overnight that read in part, at Volaris, the safety of our passengers and crew is our highest priority. And in accordance with our procedures, Volaris will conduct an investigation to determine the factors that led to this event.
Now, the Republic Delta connection flight was able to taxi back into position and then take off for Washington just a few minutes later.
Now, the thing is, we still don't know how close the two planes came to hitting each other, but the FAA says it's investigating how the Volaris plane mistook two runways, which are really a good 8,000 feet apart. So that's all going to be part of the investigation.
Right, and just last week, also at JFK, we know two planes clipped wings too. So
well, human error. It's going to keep happening because we all are humans. Right. All right, time for a check outside from our Point Pleasant weather cam, and what is consistently it's a gorgeous view this time of the year. Every time the sun is out in Point Pleasant and we take that shot, it makes it look like it's kind of the middle of summer.
It's beautiful, but if you look at the water, though, you can tell it is still a bit breezy out there. There's definitely some ripples going on.
Choppy, and it makes it feel a little colder when you have that breeze out there too.
That's for sure.
And that's pretty much what we're going to hold on to. That breeze going to keep temperatures feeling colder than they actually
you
are.
can feel it outside.
Already.
It's crisp, and so not only are temperatures going to continue to fall off as we go through the next several days, but via factor in the wind, it's going to be feeling colder. Here's a look at some of those 24-hour temperature changes. Notice that some of us feeling up to 15, if not just shy of 20 degrees colder than we were this time yesterday. So that colder air is still settling into our area. So as you plan for the rest of the night, as the clouds clear out, temperatures will fall from this close to 40-degree mark down into the 20s by tomorrow morning. So a cold and frosty start first thing, and then another day very similar to today. We're going to have temperatures top out just around that 40-degree mark. We could see a spitting flurry tomorrow, nothing that's going to be sticking to the roads or impacting anything, just a few of those kind of salty flakes, I should say, the very small ones, almost like glitter when they fall. That's what we're looking at. Otherwise, HD dual Doppler shows the clouds continuing to push off to the south. We do have that line where you can see the very defined deck out there. So it's kept Charleston on the cooler side today, but now they're finally getting a little bit of sunshine. Otherwise, this cold air is still going to build in, and we're going to have to watch this little disturbance as this moves in tomorrow. This is what's going to bring in that chance for some flurries, especially in our mountains. Otherwise, we just have the colder weather moving in, so temperatures for our afternoon highs continue to fall, and it will be only in the 30s this weekend, although we do have a chance for some weekend snow showers that could bring a light coating, but I'll share those details coming up in just a few minutes.
Sounds good.
Chelsea, thanks.
All right, thanks, Chelsea.
Well, it feels like it right now. The Christmas season is here, and for many, it's also a season of giving.
And that was the case in one grocery store in Utah, where Santa and his elf have been busy trying to spread as much holiday cheer as possible to unsuspecting customers. Ashley Kiwish joins us now with a look.
We'll see you later. 3 weeks out from Christmas. Presents are being bought, and of course, groceries are always at the top of everyone's list, regardless of the time of year.
Any chance to save money, right?
And for some, money can be tight as the bills add up. But lucky for these shoppers, 2 visitors from very far away are making a pit stop. Their sleigh, a little unconventional.
All right, we're on a mission.
Their costumes.
Hey, guys.
Just about right.
It's authentic ice from the North Pole.
Their hearts.
Merry Christmas.
Clearly.
Very good.
In the right place.
We are looking for the glow. We're looking to make the glow shine even brighter than anyone can imagine. I almost brought my sunglasses in.
Tonight, that Christmas cheer is coming in the form of grocery bills paid 100%.
A little special gift from everybody.
That's awesome.
Okay. So Merry Christmas.
And a little singing on the side.
Buddy, and I'm singing in the store.
This may not exactly look like the North Pole.
No Christmas tree here. Merry Christmas.
And these 2 are gone in, well, the twinkling
All right.
of an eye.
We're back on track. Santa has a pretty hectic schedule. There we are. So yes, it is a one-night stop.
With the hope that gifts like this are never lost.
So we're trying to pass along this tradition, the Christmas spirit. It's going to get lost if we don't.
I thought elves were supposed to be short.
I like how the elf is taller than the pickup truck.
Yeah.
Like he towers over the pickup truck.
Those are great costumes.
That's the way to
really
do it.
Great.
Yeah. Santa and his elf also paid a visit to a few other grocery stores around the area and did similar things, paying those bills for people that are completely unsuspecting.
Such a nice
what a
gesture.
Gift.
Yeah. Well, after the break, we were talking about maintaining control over those calories this season.
We are exercising what we learned very early one morning recently.
Well, 'tis the season for overindulging. So if you do, well, not all is lost. You can still stay fit through the holidays.
Yeah, and that's where Huntington CrossFit comes in. In fact, we're going to talk to, and I guess she's going to run us through some things. Coach Amelia is going to try to get us going. This is an early morning hour. I might actually still be dreaming right now.
I know.
Wake up. Am I going to die today?
No, you're not.
Let's try it then.
All right.
We opened CrossFit Huntington about 4 years ago.
Our workout today is back squats and front squats and sit-ups.
One of the big misconceptions of CrossFit is what they see on TV and the games, and they think there's no way that they can do that. But we try to push that CrossFit is for anybody.
Send your hips back and then go ahead and squat down. There you go. Nice tall chest. Drive your knees out as you stand up.
You can tell I don't have rhythm. Because I don't dance. I forgot to tell you that part too.
How do you feel about putting a little bit of weight on it right now? Weight on yourself. Yeah?
Let's do it.
Okay. Everything engaged. Good. And then keep your weight on your heels and stand up. Good.
I'm 52. And she's a kid.
Touching our hands all the way behind our head, and then we're coming up and touching our toes. So let's look like this. Let's go ahead and get 5 of those. Good.
We have athletes. We have a kids class that starts at 5, and we have athletes in their 60s.
Another movement that we have at CrossFit that we use often is the pull-up.
Usually I do like 7 or 8.
Like one.
You're going to put your right foot here in the band and push down with your foot. And you're going to wrap your left foot around your right foot.
Perfect. Now watch, because it's going to...
Oh, wow. And it's going to help you do a pull-up.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, 27 more.
And a lot of people, that's one of their goals is I'd always want to do a pull-up. So those are some of the progressions that we can use to help people attain that goal.
Wasn't expecting that much help,
yeah.
Really. But I guess maybe that means I don't need that much help.
You don't. No, you don't need that much help.
Darn it.
I do. On to the next.
Yeah. Or you can jump up here and step down. So let's try this first.
You know, one of the things about CrossFit is we do so many different things that we have like a foundations class for people that lasts 2 weeks. It kind of introduces them to all the movements, a lot of the movements that we do here.
Good.
How many of these am I supposed to do? Like 1,000? Well, until I die?
We hear a lot that, oh, I'm not in shape, I couldn't do that, but that's really not true at all.
It's going to look like this.
That makes me so nervous to check out.
Anything that we do can be modified to anyone's fitness level.
Oh, easy.
Yes, excellent.
That looks scary.
With our kettlebell swing, we start out with our feet right next to the kettlebell. We're going to deadlift it up. And at first, we're just going to practice swinging. If you're feeling it in your lower back, we want to make sure that we're shifting our weight to our heels and our legs. So this is a 26 pound, and this is an 18.
We're going to fight over the 18.
And pop your hip. And even a little bit higher. You guys are moving that really well. So here we want to focus on unlocking our hips again, getting into that squat with our wall nice and high. And then we're throwing it up, catching it. At the same time we're catching it, we're squatting. Nice.
Good job.
Great, Erica.
Want to give this a whirl?
All right, Tim.
Come on.
Coach.
There you go.
Yep. There you go. Now, yep.
Did you see what I did?
I did. You're...
No, I don't look like
that.
See, I found the wall as my friend.
I would just say that come in and give it a try and see, or come in and watch a class and kind of see what we do here.
All right, switch legs.
That was a pretty good workout.
Yeah, I think so.
I liked it. Okay, so obviously this was just a snippet of what you can maybe try at home, but we want to thank Jeff and Amelia. Thank you so much for walking us through these exercises.
Great job. Yeah, we loved it. And I feel like maybe I could get something out of this as somebody coming in for the first time.
Me too. Yeah, great workout. Thank you again.
You're
Thanks for
very
joining
welcome.
us. All right, if you guys are interested in doing some of these workouts on your own or maybe coming here and doing a class, we posted all that information for you on our First Look at 4 Facebook page. Makes me tired looking at it again.
Because it was 8 a.m.
Yeah, it was so
We could do it in the afternoon, and I'd be like, all right.
Yeah, I'd be awake by then.
Most of the time I work out at noon, not at 8 a.m. But that was okay. It was good. It was good to, you know, as they say, shock the system a little bit, and that's what we did. We shocked.
That's for sure.
Definitely shocked our systems, yeah. But it was good. They were terrific, and they explained that it can be done. Don't be intimidated by that. If you've never done it before, they'll slowly work you through it like they did with us, starting with...
Everything's modified.
Right, everything's modified. So don't be afraid. If you think you want to do this maybe after the holidays, get a start on it now before the holidays start.
Give it a try.
As we go to the break, we're going to take a live look outside from our Charleston weather cam.
Yeah, check out the sun just starting to set on the horizon there. Real pretty.
And the clouds are also continuing to clear out of Charleston. That will make for a brisk morning for us. I'll talk details on the forecast after the break.
On the 12 days of biscuits my true love gave to me, 12 sausage biscuits, 11 golden eagles, 10 piping peppies, 9 mountaineers, 8 thundering hearts, 7 famous Mickey, 6 gravy platters, 5 Mary Lees, 4 potato melts, 3 shaved hams, 2 egg and cheese, and a rod with a cup of coffee.
Stop by today and enter to win a Ford F-150 or $100 Tudor's gift card.
Toyotathon is on, and that means incredible year-end savings on a huge selection of our most popular models, like the adventurous RAV4, well-equipped Corolla, sporty all-new 2018 Camry, and more. Right now, get a low-payment lease on a Corolla for only $169 a month, or buy one with 1.9% APR for 72 months, or just take $750 cash back from Toyota. Toyotathon deals end January 2nd. Hurry in today to get yours before they're gone. Toyota, let's go places.
Stronger, healthier babies. Learn more about healthy babies at marchofdimesbaby.org.
MeTV is home to more than 50 classic TV shows each week.
Yeah, that's why television was invented.
Watch MeTV now on Suddenlink 3, Time Warner 17, and over-the-air 3.2.
MeTV. This segment brought to you by Moses Fiat.
All right, here's another view of the threat of wildfires in Southern California.
Yeah, this is a look at LA and a really thick plume of smoke just looming overhead. That is a terrifying looking scene right there, looking from up. Wow. I just can't even imagine being down there.
They move so fast. You guys were talking about it earlier, how they move the length of a football field in a second. And I saw a story this morning where some houses don't get as destroyed as other houses, and it could be your next door neighbor completely gone. And
it's just the wind direction.
It's all the way it blows, and
no way to predict that.
That is just devastating that they're dealing with. And here at home, things are going to be a little bit cooler than average, but we're not going to have the winds quite as strong, although the winds are factoring into that chill that we have across the area. Yes. So tonight, temperatures are going to fall through the low 40s back into the 30s. As the clouds continue to clear out, it will allow temperatures to fall close to freezing as early as midnight, if not just before that for some of us. And it will be a cold start to the morning with temperatures ultimately in the mid and upper 20s. Although we will have the sunshine to kick off the day, clouds will build back in by the afternoon. and we could get a spitting flurry out there as temperatures only rise near 40 degrees and a small little disturbance moves through. Current temperatures, though, in the upper 30s, low 40s, 40 in Charleston, 41 Huntington and Spencer, Portsmouth at 44, but Paintsville, Prestonsburg, Logan at 38 degrees. You factor in that south-southwest wind about 10 miles an hour. Some of us are feeling like we're in the 30s, even though we're actually in the 40s. So about 4 degrees feeling colder in Huntington. Charleston feeling about 6 degrees colder. So overall, that chill is in the air. And HD Dual Doppler shows our satellite composite of these clouds. Charleston's been overall a pretty gray start to the day, but as this continues to push to the south, they'll get a little bit of sunshine before the day comes to an end, and all the clouds will clear out of here as we go overnight. This is still that battling cloud deck that we see across the area, but what we're going to have to watch for our next weather maker is just off to the north and west. That could bring a little flurry across the region tomorrow. That cold air is still going to be pushing in. That low pressure system that brought all the showers that are now to the south still circling around the Great Lakes. So you can see there is some lake effect snow through the northern parts of the area, even through New York and up the East Coast, but we're not looking at a huge extended accumulations from this first system that moves in. Just a few spitting flakes here and there, and you can see that on Futurecast. It's going to develop, move in as just a few clouds. Otherwise, again, most of the snow will be in the higher elevations, but if you see a flake tomorrow, not going to be anything that impacts or takes away from that peak of sun that we'll get in and out of here throughout the day. As that moves away on Thursday night, even colder weather starts to move in for Friday. We're looking at high temperatures Friday, Saturday, Sunday, only in the 30s, and that's about 10 degrees below normal for this time of year. So that's going to settle in for us to round out the rest of the work week. But something we'll have to keep our eyes on arrives as we go into the weekend. Notice the snow starts to push into our area by Saturday afternoon and evening. Well, we're not looking at a huge accumulating snowfall with this first round, but we could see a light dusting. This would be our first coating of the season around the entire region if we do get it. Higher elevations, not normal to see this amount of snow. They're looking at 2 inches in the mountains. Higher elevations like Snowshoe about 4 inches. That's actually not a lot of snow. And only areas that are the higher elevated regions like our grasses, maybe the roofs, could see this light coating. Roadways still just a little too warm other than just some wet roads out there when this does move in. But this is still subject to change. This is going Saturday into Sunday. So just that cold and very wintry-like weather is finally in the forecast. I know a couple of people are actually looking forward to the potential for some snow. Otherwise, tonight, just cold, clear, crisp temperatures in the upper 20s. And we are looking at some frost to develop on our cars first thing in the morning. So give yourself a little extra time to scrape the windows. Otherwise, by tomorrow afternoon, notice the clouds do build back in. It will be brisk out there with the wind. So even though temperatures go back near 40 degrees, we'll still be feeling like we're in the low to mid 30s. Otherwise, a mix of sun and clouds as that first round tries to move in, giving just a few spitting flakes around the area. Most of that snow will be in the mountains. Really, though, to keep your eyes on Saturday into Sunday, that will be that first round of our wintry weather that moves into the region. Temperatures each day continue to fall. So when we finally see a few of those flakes, Saturday into Sunday, afternoon temperatures by Sunday only top out near freezing, which means the day will sit in the 20s for the majority of the time, and it's going to be a cold weekend. There's a lot of activities on Saturday. We got the South Charleston Parade, the Huntington Parade, the Nitro Hurricane Parade. Just be ready to bundle up. If you do head out to any of these events, you're going to want the hats, the gloves, and those heavier jackets along with maybe a scarf, because you factor in any in the wind.
Right.
It's going to be a brisk weekend all around the region.
Dress for the season.
Yeah, a lot of people are looking forward to this first snow. So
dress for the season.
Here it comes.
I'm kind of glad though it's going to be cold and now it's here to stay kind of, because I've been going back and forth between like the lighter coats and then the heavier coats, and you're like, well, which one do I need?
I know. Normal for this time of year is in the 40s, so we should have our jackets out.
Yeah, 40s and 30s and 20s at night.
And
so
then here we go. We're going just a little bit below that, but it's going to feel very seasonal and Christmassy with the parade.
That's the way we have to accept it. We couldn't just keep going on with this extended summer that we had. It had to end.
It's been nice.
We loved it, though. Yeah, that's for sure. Thanks,
all right, Chelsea. Thanks. Well, do you have a sweet tooth? Yeah, we know we all do. How about a gingerbread glazed donut?
Oh, man.
Yeah,
that sounds great. Looks wonderful. Looks festive. And it's the first time the company, Krispy Kreme, has transformed both the glaze and the dough to create the holiday flavor. But if you want one, you better mark your calendar. It's only available at participating shops one day only.
One day?
One day.
It's a bummer.
It's Tuesday,
Okay.
meaning the upcoming Tuesday. That also happens to be National Gingerbread House Day, which makes perfect sense.
Do you like the gingerbread flavoring? It's kind of spicy. There's like a spice.
I like
to
it. There's like a little spice.
Yeah, that's spice
I do like it. I love a good gingerbread cookie.
Yeah.
I don't know about these donuts, though.
Or a coffee.
We'll
the
just
gingerbread
have to see.
lattes are good.
We're going to see if we can make that happen.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe it's time to tweak Krispy Kreme. We'll see.
I think so.
All right.
Still ahead in our 5 o'clock hour, we are talking about holiday visits, holiday parties, shopping really for the perfect gift. Well, all of it can, of course, lead to holiday stress.
We have tips on how to enjoy a worry-free season. That's coming up on First at 5. After the break, we're talking about searching for that perfect holiday toy for your little one.
But as it turns out, cyber scalpers may be to blame, and it could have you paying more money.
For more than 25 years, Scott Siegel has played a leading role in the development and trial of mesothelioma cancer cases in West Virginia. That's a quarter-century of experience in interviewing factory workers and the cross-examination of scientists working for the asbestos companies. Scott Siegel has protected individuals from companies that put profits ahead of safety. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call the Siegel Law Firm at 855-344-9100.
We're lucky to be hosting Ronaldo, who's here in America for a match. Oh, no.
Since 1938, the most important aspect at T.R. Johnson & Son is customer retention through prompt, dependable, courteous service and a job done right. Whether you call them for plumbing, heating, or cooling, or you want the kitchen place to remodel your kitchen or bath, they're going to do the job right and be prompt, dependable, and courteous. Because at T.R. Johnson & Son, they just don't want today's job, but the next one also. T.R. Johnson & Son, since 1938.
It's up to us to protect this city.
Stay sharp. You come try and stop me.
From now on, I only do date night and tactical gear.
Damn it, Molly. What'd I say? I was supposed to save the bad guys for you. Just a few. We back, baby! Very fast, very furious.
This segment brought to you by Warner Law Offices.
Are you having trouble finding that hot holiday toy on your child's list? Well, it turns out cyber scalpers could be to blame.
Yeah, just like they do with concert tickets. They're using automated computer programs called bots to scoop up toys, and then they're reselling them later for sky-high prices. Sounds kind of like an online Grinch to me.
Right.
And as Blake McCoy shows us, some consumer groups are demanding action.
At the top of 3-year-old Angela's Christmas list this year, Fingerlings, little interactive finger puppets.
Once she saw the sloth, she fell in love.
Her uncle, Anthony Saulnier, determined to make her happy, found the toys sold out everywhere he looked. Fingerlings are among the season's hottest toys targeted by cyber scammers. Dubbed Grinch bots, software allows scalpers to snatch up the toys before people like Anthony are able to buy them. They're then resold by third parties at huge markups on major e-retail sites.
It makes me very angry. If it's man against computer, the computer's going to win.
Fingerlings, normally $15, now selling for $100 on Amazon, $1,000 on eBay. The LOL Surprise Doll lists for $10. It's